Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to talk about a very common as well as interesting as well as a topic which has gained much popularity, which is the intermittent fasting. Many of us we hear about 24-hour fasting, there's a 36, there's a 48-hour fasting, but today the topic is going to be intermittent fasting. There are so many good benefits regarding the intermittent fasting, and this will definitely help you to lose the weight. Make sure to watch until the end of the video. Make sure to subscribe to my channel. This is Dr. Sankari Kasi and I am a board certified family medicine physician, and let's get into the video. Give you what are all the benefits of the intermittent fasting diet. So I can keep on talking about this topic for the whole day because I love this intermittent fasting diet. I recommend this to a lot of my patients, my friends, my family, and personally I also do an intermittent fasting diet, and that's the only way I could maintain my weight. So let's look into what are all the benefits of the intermittent fasting diet. So the first as well as the foremost is the weight loss, and this has been very helpful for losing weight for many of us. And also the second part is it also lowers the insulin resistance. So it also helps you with your diabetes, and then also it will lower your blood pressure since you have been losing weight. And it also helps to mobilizes all this fat from the visceral organs, so it is helpful for your fatty liver disease. And I've also seen a lot of patients that PCOS is also got much better or reversed just because they have lost weight with the intermittent fasting diet. And it also, a lot of patients have felt that it gives them a mental clarity. A lot of them, they say that intermittent fasting has lowered the inflammation. They've also reduced their symptoms of perimenopause and menopause. So let's look into this diet. So how can we do this intermittent fasting, right? So there is 16 hours of the fasting window, and then 8 hours is what that you have the eating window for that. So it's many of us, it's difficult to jump into 16 hours right away. So what we recommend is if you have already been doing, like for example 12 hours of fasting, like you stop eating at 8 p.m. the night before, and then the next day you start eating at 8 a.m. that's already a 12 hours of fasting window. And you can slowly increase an hour, like for example from 8 a.m. you can increase to 9 a.m. and then slowly once you get comfortable with that you can increase it to 10 a.m. and then 11, and then you can go up to 12 noon. So personally I find that like the 14 hours of fasting was manageable for me, but first in the beginning stages when I was doing my intermittent fasting, the 14th to 16th hour was the toughest challenging period for me. I would get more fatigue, headache, and also more tired than the normal days, and also I feel like quitting it. But don't quit, because your benefits you can see it after consistently doing this intermittent fasting diet for minimum of 3 months. So between that 14 to 16 hour window, if you feel that you wanted to add something, you can definitely, for example, water, you can drink it all through the time, right? Like water is like you can drink as much as of water as you can. And then you can also try black coffee a cup or a green tea a cup. I usually prefer during the colder months or some days when I'm more tired than the normal, I take 1 cup of or 1 or 2 cup of green tea. I do not add any sugar or creamer or milk in that. And that's also, it's okay to take those during your fasting window period. So once you get comfortable with a 16-hour period, and if you have been consistently for 3 months, you can see a big benefits. Your body gets used to that. But make sure you have to be very consistent. So the next question commonly asked is, what can you do in that 8-hour window period? So the best part is for me why I chose this intermittent fasting diet is there is no food restrictions. You can eat whatever you want in that 8-hour window period. But if you are someone who is looking for more weight loss, for example, the first 3 months when you are in the intermittent fasting, you lose minimum of 10 pounds of weight loss. And then once you reach a plateau, like you feel like, doctor, I did this, now I'm not losing anymore, I am stagnant right there, what can I do? And that's the tip off. So what you can do is you can incorporate more activities that can increase your metabolism. For example, start doing exercises, even walking with those 2 meals that you eat. Minimum of 30 minutes of walking after each meal can also be very much helpful for you for your weight loss journey. And then if you're doing it, and then you can still see another few more pounds of weight loss. And then if you want to lose more weight so that you can get to your desirable BMI, that is the height and the weight, if you wanted to get your ideal weight, what you can do is in between that fasting window to non-fasting window, that is your eating period 8 hours, make sure you take a healthy diet. I would recommend you to take protein, which is lean meat protein, which is white meat, and avoid red meat. You can take fish 2 times per week and lots of fresh fruits, vegetables. And if you are on a vegetarian diet, make sure to take beans, lentils, legumes, tofu, and anything that has got good amount of healthy protein is very good for you. And also add lots of fruits with a high fiber, which is fruits and vegetables and prebiotics as well as probiotics, so that you can keep your gut very friendly as well as a very healthy diet. So if you incorporate that, I'm sure you could reverse your fatty liver disease, you can do your weight loss, and also it can also help you to lower your cholesterol levels. I've seen many of my patients that when they have been doing this intermittent fasting with the healthy 8-hour window eating period, when I do their labs after 3 months, their liver enzymes comes down and also their cholesterol level comes down, and so many health benefits such as your blood pressure also comes down, and I have been able to see so many of good changes with the intermittent fasting. Another common question I'm being commonly asked is, Doctor, I have been doing this intermittent fasting diet for a few months now. I started to see there is a more amount of hair loss now. What can you do, right? If any diet, when you change it, your body goes through a state of shock where it's not absorbing the nutrients, or you are not taking enough nutrients that can cause this hair loss. So I usually recommend you to go to your doctor and have your thyroid, your vitamins level checked, and then adjust those vitamins whichever is deficient in you. Definitely it tends to stabilize us after first few weeks of this hair fall, and once you start to focus on your nutrition, I feel and I also see that your hair loss levels definitely stabilizes for you. So what happens when you do this intermittent fasting diet? So usually the carbs we burn to get the energy, but then now instead of that, you are burning your fat. So it becomes a fat burner. So it burns the fat to give you the energy. It also gives you a lot of mental clarity. It also helps you with the weight loss. It also helps you to lose the fat from the different visceral organs. So it's much more important, and it's very beneficial for you to do this intermittent fasting diet. I hope this video is very helpful for many of us. Thank you for watching, and if you have any comments that if you have tried intermittent fasting diet, or if any of the things that we talked about was very helpful for you, make sure to put a like as well as a comment, and I will see you all in my next video.